really make the technologies inside. So the core printhead. As you said, it's the printhead, it's the inks, it's the ASICs that drive the data path to the printhead, but it's also the modules and the subsystems that support the printhead. And by selling those along with the printhead, we're really helping our OEMs to be able to integrate and create engines much easier, because we're supporting the maintenance and the ink delivery and all the things that sort of keep the printhead healthy and running on a daily basis.
Second day of Smart Factory Learn With Us USA edition is about to start. So Kim and Victor, if you are here, I know you are, so you better turn on the camera and the microphone. You will not, I cannot let you go for now. You have to be here. So welcome over to the audience as people are ticking in. This is really nice. Just before we get started with I mean, for people who don't know you, Kim, you're from Memjet. You will have time to introduce yourself in a second. And Victor, you're from MGI, two companies that are heavily involved in the inkjet business. So how did you two get to meet each other?
Good question, Morten.
I first met the MGI team at, I'm trying to think, I think it was
probably some trade show, right?
Yeah, Label Expo 2019. I think I met the broader team, but there were members within the Memjet team that had met them well before that. So I was late coming into the game to meet this fabulous company.
Yeah, we met Memjet in 2012. So that's
2012.
All right.
I had the pleasure of meeting you already last week, Victor, because actually this is also kind of a premiere, for at least for us and maybe also for you, to show your fantastic AlphaJet. And that is a collaboration between the two companies of yours. What kind of collaboration do you have?
R&D collaborations, more than product supplier. That's meaning when we decided to integrating the Memjet technology on our Factory 4.0 platform, we had to do some R&D development to be sure that the product can fit and answer to the expectations. And thanks to Memjet, because the R&D team was very responsive, very, I will say, listening what we are looking for. And honestly, we have done a tremendous achievement between our R&D department and the Memjet department.
Really
and
the timing was fabulous for us. I mean, we were just before, actually, we met MGI before we had introduced the DURALINK technology. And so they really pushed us to complete it in a way that was valuable for them and for the market overall. And so it was, the timing was quite good for our team to focus on a real partner, a real opportunity, and then use that to finish and complete our platform.
And you and I, Kim, we met the first time also at Label Expo. I did become an OEM partner, but at least I did an interview with you.
Yes, you did. We had a lot of fun with you.
Yeah, I think it was great. I think that, you know, every time you meet people for the first time, it's always like, what can you expect? I think that I felt that the interview we did with you was also starting a good relationship with Memjet from us and from our perspective, because it was like we are the kind of new kids on the block, even though that we are still like 6-7 years old, but we do things a little different than most. And I know that Victor, you and I, we had our struggles last week because we were not 100% aligned with, but I hope you're all good now, right? Because now we're getting into a learning moment, right?
Absolutely. A great achievement, Morten, on your team. And I hope that everyone will enjoy the real pro movie that we have achieved last week as a first one, a worldwide one, showing the AlphaJet running.
And for the people attending right now, I can say that we will have a premiere on it after the presentation of Kim and Victor. And just before we get started, because it's just 1 minute past the hour right now, I was just thinking that if we step a little bit, you know, way back, not way back in time, but, you know, we take the helicopter view of the industry right now. I think that both of you are in a pretty good situation with the focus you both have on Inkjet, obviously. So do you already now start to see something in the radar of something that will replace Inkjet, or is this the new offset kind of technology that will last for hundreds of years? That's a big question, right?
It's a big question, but for manufacturers as MGI, we've been living since early 2000 that the inkjet technology will become a driver for our industry. And I think it was a great opportunity for Memjet to be partnered with MGI, who is a real manufacturer for the industrial printing market segment. We are not an OEM we are more than, we are developing a complete platform, and I think that will give the essence of all the technologies integrated on the machine for the market.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, we're just at the beginning of this for Inkjet. There's so much more to do in terms of integrated capabilities into manufacturing, and the type of integration that MGI has achieved on their product is tremendous. But from an ink and substrate and primer and coating perspective, there's still a lot more to do in the inkjet space, and we're really just beginning to explore some of these new categories of print from an inkjet perspective. So I think we're very much at the beginning, not the end.
The first time I saw Memjet, I was, to be honest, I was astonished about the speed and I just remember when you even see the small machines, you just see paper flying out of the machine, right? I mean, because speed has always been a measure in our industry for some reason. But one of the things that we spoke about, Victor, when I met you last week, was also that it's the productivity and the ability to create more value on the print without too many people resources in the same process, right? So it's two sides of the same subject, right?
Absolutely, and speed is one factor, but what we're looking at for final product, and when we're talking about final product, we have different station of work, and most of the time, some stations are slowing down the complete process. And what we're looking at the end of the day, that the perfect quality for the market, and that's where we are today.
And I'm sure that you're going to talk about that during your presentations as well. So what I suggest right now, because I think that we have people that are anxious to hear from you, and we first have a presentation from you, Kim. So Victor, I suggest that we just, unless you're, I will turn off the camera and the sound.
I will too.
So I can ask the critical questions in the end of this session, right? And also for everybody participating, feel free to ask questions in the chat. I will take them when the sessions are over. We have a Q&A and we have plenty of time, so don't worry. Kim, are you ready to go?
I am ready. Let me get the slides going here.
I will stay here until I know the slides are on, right?
Got it.
Okay, you got it. Okay, thank you. Take it away, Kim.
Okay, wonderful. Oh, thank you so much, Morten. I am Kim Beswick. I'm the General Manager of Global Sales at Memjet, and delighted to be here with Victor Abergel of MGI. I'm looking forward to discussing.
What about me?
Of course, Morten. I'm looking forward to discuss a little bit about market trends and how the Memjet technology supports those trends. Hang on just a second. Okay, I think I've got this now. Thank you. Memjet is an inkjet technology manufacturer. We have more than 15 years of R&D experience, thousands of patents, with a footprint that spans many regions of the globe. We have roughly 300 employees, and approximately 200 of those are focused on either R&D or the application engineering and partner support functions. Our business headquarters are in San Diego. We've got our largest R&D center in Sydney, Australia, but also R&D resources in Dublin and San Diego. We manage our supply chain and manufacturing partners out of Singapore and Taiwan. And we've got sales and support resources that are spread across our major regions of effort in Western Europe, North America, and Asia Pacific. We are fortunate to partner with some incredibly innovative and capable and knowledgeable equipment manufacturers like MGI, who use our technology to create their market solutions, like the AlphaJet smart factory concept that we're going to talk about later today. So I'm going to click over to a video now and show you in just a 1-minute clip a little bit more about Memjet. Here we go.
At Memjet, we focus on being print engine experts and allow our OEMs the freedom to be the printer solutions experts. The process of managing the printhead to get optimal performance is quite complex. We take all of those issues away by encompassing our technology in a module that is easy to integrate into their end solution. They simply need to place our technology over the print surface, tell us how fast it's moving, and we take care of everything else. What is going to drive printing in the future is being able to react very quickly to the changes in market to allow you to get in and capture that market early. And to do that, you need a reliable print platform that you can implement very quickly and rapidly to meet market changes. The speed and resolution and price point of our solutions offers our OEMs the opportunity to move into markets that they would not normally have access to.
Okay, now we'll go back to the slides. Pardon me for the quick transition here.
Totally okay. It was a great film.
Good, thank you. Okay, let's jump back in and talk about market trends. I'm sure these trends, for those of you who have been in the industry for a while, look very familiar. Heading into 2020, we've been broadly talking about smaller print run sizes, large brands focusing on mass versioning, customization, and personalization, the need for more relevant product and customer experiences, and of course, customers demanding faster delivery times and more responsive integrated supply chains from their suppliers. And these trends have all driven interest in digital technologies that we've seen take hold and grow across many categories of print. And then in the early months of 2020, a pandemic happened and took hold. It caused a 12% decline overall in GDP across many major economies. In the print market, we experienced overall a 32% decline in vendor revenues across all categories. We've seen capital purchases delayed, factories, of course, operating at a lower capacity, businesses trimming cost and managing cash carefully. And while we've seen some economies, especially in Asia, recovering quite well, others of us are experiencing a second wave of impact. And in all of this, the print associated with entertainment, travel, hospitality, institutional food have come down significantly, in some cases over 70%. But that said, other markets, of course, have done well. Consumer food, home delivered food, as well as cleaning, sanitation, health items, and home office products are seeing a rise in demand. And businesses have popped up to meet the needs of new areas of pandemic-driven demand as well. We know that online purchasing is up as we manage our lives from our home, as I am here managing my life today. And so although the overall print market is down, we believe, as well as other analysts, that there is a silver lining here for digital print. In the immediate term, we've seen a lot of our partners and their customers respond to rapid changes in supply and demand, and it favors vendors with digital print capability that are able to adjust to different sizes of run and bursts in demand as it's coming from different categories. And being able to produce and manage digital print runs with fewer resources and respond to demand more rapidly with fast turnaround times can also drive value and profitability in the print volumes that vendors are producing, even though the overall volumes are down. I think the question now that we're all asking is, what's the longer term impact? How will this influence us coming out of the pandemic and into the recovery and post-recovery period? And in the longer term, analysts are predicting that consumers will continue to buy at higher rates online than pre-pandemic levels. And they also believe that the demographic changes and the buying expectations led by the Gen Z consumers, combined with marketing trends, will continue to push for brands to want to increase their consumer relevancy of their products. And this will increase demand for versioning and personalization well into the future, as well as cause brands to want to focus on specialized packaging in order to increase the shelf appeal, or in the case of e-commerce, the unboxing experience that's happening. as products are delivered. We know that firms have learned the value of bringing their supply chains closer to home during the pandemic and even diversifying their supply chains. And this could potentially create opportunities for those print vendors who have differentiated opportunities to pick up new business. And finally, while more expensive equipment has been difficult to deploy during the pandemic, the obvious labor efficiencies and flexibility of digital technologies when it comes to print ultimately will benefit from the pandemic disruption. Marco Bohr, who leads IT strategies and is an analyst that we follow closely at Memjet, in his Inkjet Summit virtual speech said that he expected the transition from analog to digital to accelerate by 2 years simply because of the effects of the pandemic. The transition to digital print has already taken hold of many areas of commercial print, transactional print, and certainly areas of the label market. So it's not surprising that as print capabilities, or as digital print capabilities increase, that there's more to come. One really exciting area of industry growth is in the area of digital packaging. We're seeing opportunities for expansive growth across corrugated, flexible packaging, and folding carton segments, even after making significant adjustments for COVID-19 and the downturn that we're seeing in 2020. While digital print is a small part of these segments today, we expect new product capabilities to drive packaging converters and other commercial print establishments to make room for digital printing technologies in these new categories in the future. This next slide shows the split between toner and inkjet technologies in these three application segments as it stands today in 2020. Inkjet is the dominant digital technology now and into the future for the corrugated market due to its superior speed capabilities and also the fact that it's wider, more flexible, and easier to implement in print systems related to corrugated. As well, it has good compatibility with thicker substrates versus toner. As well, Inkjet is expected to gain share disproportionately in flexible packaging in the future versus toner technologies, growing from the 21% that it is today to 37% by 2023 in just a few short years. This is helped also by the development of food-safe aqueous inks, something that Memjet's been quite interested in and developing, and a range of also right price systems to fit different types of production demand. In folding carton, where MGI we know will shine, we expect Inkjet actually to overtake toner systems and achieve 53% of hardware and consumable sales in just a few short years by 2023. It'll dominate future growth in folding carton, aided by the integration of primer and coating capabilities, as well as new efficient and integrated finishing processes like an MGI's AlphaJet product. This is how Memjet is participating in these trends with our technologies. We first announced our DURALINK printhead design just a few years ago in order to address the requests that our OEMs had for higher production capable technologies from Memjet. The DURALINK platform was a major investment, and it's the platform that MGI used in their AlphaJet product. I should say is using in their AlphaJet product. With the DURALINK printhead, we modified the MEMS fluidic pathways and nozzle design and optimized the printhead for single color. These changes allowed us to drive a much higher ink flow, significantly longer printhead life, and achieve greater drop placement accuracy. All of this resulted in significant increases in speeds up to 203 meters per minute. As well as improved print quality and pattern uniformity, rivaling offset at our 1600 DPI resolution. And we as well improved the flexibility of our ink formulations, including the development of food-safe aqueous pigment ink for the platform. Let's take a quick look at the DURALINK technology here in this video.
With DURALINK, Commercial, packaging, and industrial print OEMs and print providers can enter new markets and address new applications, allowing them to realize new revenue streams and increased profitability. It starts with a durable, pigment-based ink print system, featuring a new, longer life printhead with a unique modular printhead maintenance system. With 5 times nozzle redundancy, DURALINK delivers offset-like print quality at resolutions up to 1600 by 1585 dpi. How fast is fast? DURALINK technology features speeds up to 203 meters per minute. When it comes to fast, flexible, affordable, high-quality printing, DURALINK sets a new standard.
Okay. Head back to the slides here in just a second. Okay, there we go. Great. So hopefully that was helpful in understanding DURALINK. Memjet announced our third printhead technology called DuraFlex in 2019. This is essentially a little sister to DURALINK. It's leveraged from a MEMS perspective, but it comes in an economical and flexible package with a completely new printhead structure that comes in both A4 and A3 plus widths. And we expect the DuraFlex technology to power innovative entry-level, so I'll turn my camera back on here, entry-level solutions in both the packaging segment and in other market segments in the years to come. Both of our new inkjet technologies provide a really solid foundation for our OEM partners like MGI to create the solutions that span from production inkjet to hybrid inkjet to light industrial across the different segments of the market where they have both expertise and strategic interest. Of course, we invite you to learn more about Memjet and our partners at memjet.com, where you can subscribe to our blog, follow us on social media, and experience some of the content that we produce about our partners and our market. But now, really, we should transition to Victor's presentation. MGI is an amazing company. They have a very clear vision of the future. They have an incredible commitment to R&D and industry value, which is what led to our partnership, and also the conceptualization of their Factory 4.0 product, which I think is truly innovative and quite relevant for the industry and its future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kim. And I take, Victor, you couldn't think of a better lead into your presentation, could you?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Kim, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Victor Abergel. I'm the Executive VP and Managing Director of the MGI Group, and I have the pleasure today to introduce you a complete presentation of our companies and product development and new disruptive technology that we will launch officially in 2021. For that, I will start my presentation. So, before to start, just a quick overview of who is MGI. MGI is a company created in 1982. Today we have a 38 years existence. Is a family business, 3 brothers who had a clear vision of where we want to go. And the milestone of the company has been 2006, our IPO on the stock market, become a public company, and to give us the capabilities to not making choice on our R&D program, and to have the finance for all the development that we decide to achieve. Today, that's 250 people, 90 engineers with 20 PhD doctors. The DNA of MGI is clearly innovation and new technology. We are investing 15% of our turnover every year on our R&D department in order to be sure that we can stay on the edge of the technology and to bring to the market a real disruptive technologies. We are generating 90% of our turnover at the international. So we covered more than 52 countries all over the world. And since 2016, we have signed a strategic alliance with a partner, Konica Minolta International, and to be more visible on the market through KMI. And that has been the right move for MGI to having this company on our side in order to be more active all over the world. Here you have a quick overview of the implementations of the group. Mainly France is our headquarters, our garden. The headquarters is located in Paris, where we have 11,000 square meters. We have a factory in Limoges, where we are doing development on the smart and intelligent ink, and as well on the printed electronic. We have a company in Tours named Descartes Technology, where we are doing all our assembling of equipment. We have a factory in Germany named Cora Pacmat MGI. That's a company of 70 people, 7,000 square meters. We are manufacturing all our chassis and bodies of equipment over there. And our subsidiary in the US, located in Florida, MGI US, since 1995, to cover the North and South American market and be as well in charge of the Asia-Pac market. This operation is driven by Michael Abergel, and the company is under the management of the CEO, Edmund Abergel. Quickly, the four pillars of the company, as I told you just before. That's the first one is the MGI headquarters, where the R&D is, where we are inventing, prototyping, designing a new product. We manufacturing this new product at Cora Pacmat, and with Ceradrop, we are developing as well new fluid for the inkjet market and for the printed electronic applications. All those developments are going through our partner, Konica Minolta International, to be marketed on the field. A quick overview of our expertise. MGI understood in the early 2000s that the inkjet will become a driver for the industry, and we're starting to invest quite massively on the research and development around the inkjet technology, and we have been the inventor of the new process of the digital embellishment for the printing industry. At Drupa 2008, we have launched our first digital inkjet press dedicated for the embellishment spot UV and digital hot foil applications through our jet varnish technology. Since 2008, we have developed new features around different format for covering different market segment of the industry. And today we are very proud to introduce you our new flagship product, the AlphaJet product. I would like just to highlighting that on the presentation of Kim, she was talking about flexible packaging. Flexible packaging is as well covered by MGI through our jet varnish 3D web roll-to-roll. We have as well there a complete process from printing to finishing on the labels and flexible packaging. We, as I told you, are the inventor of the embellishment innovation since 2008, and today we can claim that we are the market leaders on this market segment. We have more than 750 installations all over the world with our digital press dedicated for the embellishment. We have the widest range of equipment covering all the different market segments, from the commercial printing, the label and flexible packaging, and the packaging. Here, a quick presentation of what's supposed to be introduced at Drupa 2020. Drupa have been postponed, but that gives us today the possibility to starting to promote the product through different network as today with Inkish. We will talk about our latest development, the AlphaJet Factory 4.0, but also the Jet Varnish 3D Web Color Plus is a same concept of Factory 4.0 because we can print, embellish, cut, and having a final product in the end. Let's back to the market trend. You know that today we have the pull and push operation, the pull from the brand owners who are looking today to make the differentiations on their product when they are on the shelves, and to be more reactive with the end users and the buyers. And with that, they are looking for more versioning, for more variable data personalization. And as we understood with the pandemic situations, the fragmentations of the orders have been quite important. And today they are looking to be more precise on the approach of the market, and they are pushing the converter to bring them a solution for such approach. On the opposite side, the converter are looking to having a flexible solution to answer to the needs, expectations of the brand owners by being able to prototyping, to versioning solutions, to be more reactive on the productions. And the only bridge who can join those two expectations is the digital technology. Why? Because we'll see by the flexibility, the quick turnaround, the very high capabilities and productivity of this technology, the two sides of the business are completely satisfied by the approach of the market. I will not back on the detail of the market shares, and you see clearly that the smart and intelligent packaging becoming a reality for the brand owner. And more today, brand owners are looking to embedded intelligence on the packaging to make it more reactive with the end user, with the buyer, and having the possibility as well to collecting data when this packaging is between the hands of the buyers. And we will see that what kind of approach we can bring to answer to this market. And I'm very proud today on behalf of all the MGI teams to introduce you our AlphaJet 4.0 factory concept. It's a modular industrial printing platform for high added value application and as well high added value profitability. Let's back a few minutes on the conventional workflow factory. As you can see here, that's a traditional packaging factory workflow. You have on the top the offset for the folding carton of corrugate, who's requiring a high-skill operator to be able to drive the offset 6-8 colors. From that, it's the first step of the operations, because you need to handle the prints to the finishing stationery, who can be the screen printing process. There again, you need new tools like plates, like operators, high-skilled to operate, to applying a spot UV varnish with a flat or tactile effect. And on the packaging, as we understood, the finishing becoming the most important part of the operations. Everyone understood that the printing become commodities, and the only way to make a differentiations for a brand owner, that's to apply a premiumizations on their packaging, to give a luxury appearance on the product by just adding high finishing quality. That's why today as well, you have the conventional hot foil application. And there, once again, new operators, high-skilled away again, with new tools, with a cliche, with plates, with involving a lot of testing, wasting, a lot of turnaround to achieving the final setting before to run the final productions. And when this is done, you have the final process, which can be the cutting, the streaming, and so forth and so on, to get a final product. So keep in your mind that the conventional factory will request first between 10 to 15 people to operating and to manage the substrate from printing to finishing. You need as well a square foot, quite important, to having all those equipment displayed on the factory, with a lot of wasting between each operations and a tracking information requested to be sure that from the step 1 to the step 10, you can follow the productions. Well, today, converters are looking to optimize all this process, are looking to be sure that for a productions process, they can eventually reduce the numbers of human interventions and equipment involved. And by having such a kind of philosophy to reducing the cost predictions, to be more efficient and to generating more added value in their business, and to be flexible with their customers. That's why today we can introduce you a 360 degrees technology, digital printing and embellishment process in one. All in one, meaning the integrations of the printing technology by integrating the DURALINK Memjet inkjet heads. I will not give more, that's what Kim gave it to you before, but two very important points: 1600 by 1600 DPI, high quality printing, high gamut productions, was giving a very large cover on the Pantone colors, and bringing to the market with the water-based solution a friendly environmental approach. We are talking about a second technology integrated on our Factory 4.0. It is the embellishment process from the spot UV inkjet press, where we can apply spot UV varnish flat from 2 micron up to 232 micron tactile, with a management of texture defect, with the capability to reproduce braille inline on the print, to having a library of more than 300 different effects you can apply directly to the print, and with the same fluid to have a glossy or matte effect on the spot UV applications. This is a real innovation. Today, the market asking for. Why? Because the conventional process is quite heavy to proceed, cannot be done for short and medium run, cannot be done for prototyping. And as we know, on the packaging industry, prototyping is becoming very important, because a campaign will be validated only after agreeing on the prototype. And with the inkjet and the AlphaJet technology, this become a reality. We can produce one samples, including 4-color process, spot UV varnish, and as well digital hot foil applications, where we can be flat or tactile from 3 to 230 micron. We can generating digitally hologram on demand. We can have a glitter effect through the applications, the digital embossing as well. And guess what? With no tools, with no special skills around, from a digital file, customer will be able to generate the print file, to generate the embellish and the masking, the mask for the embellishment process, as well for the spot UV and the digital hot foil. So With one investment, one operator, from printing to finishing, we can generating unlimited effect. And this is a real breakthrough, because when we are talking about productions, we are not looking for one part of the production. When you are looking the printing process, sure, the offset technology today have been drastically, efficiently modified the last 10 years. Now you can have a quick turnaround. They're reducing the waste and so forth. The speed can be up to 12,000 sheets an hour, because we are talking here about a sheet-fed technology, all right? But printing is one process. When you have to go on the finishings, suddenly you are confronted to the bottom of the neck of the operation. Why? Because the finishing cannot be faster than the printing, even will be 4 or 5 times slower than the printing. Suddenly, from 10,000 pages an hour, we are drop down to 2,000, 3,000 pages an hour. And that's exactly what we're talking. We're talking for one process of the embellishment for the spot varnish, but when you have to apply as well hot foil, you are reducing again the time productions. And that's why MGI, by his visions, look at a global process, not just one step production. We're looking at the global and the entire workflow of productions. And that's why today we're introducing the all-in-one platform process from printing to finishing. What does it mean? That's meaning we will be able to handle substrate from 135 GSM up to 20 millimeter thickness for folding carton, e-flute, even corrugate on the B1 size, okay? We will be able as well to having inline a pre-cutter process due that we are using a water-based solutions inkjet process, giving us the capabilities to cover any type of substrate, in line to having an embellishment process for the spot UV applications and the digital hot foil process by 1 or 2 operator maximum to driving all the productions. So, as you can understood, we have the step 1, that's the fitting and treating. Treating because we can have as well, if that's required, a corona pretreatment system inline. We have the 4-color inkjet printing water-based solutions. We have the inkjet spot UV, who can give you the capabilities to apply flat or tactile effect up to 230 micron. We have the drying. We are the only technology embedded with 3 different type of drying process: LED, infrared, and UV. That's combining this 3 drying process to give us the capabilities to work on the UV, spot UV, with a structure up to 230 micron, or on the flat with the infrared to have a perfect tension of varnish. On the top of that, we have the digital hot foil process and the stacking process. All of that give us a possibility to generating 1800 B1 per hour from printing to finishing. I'm not talking just about printing. We are talking about printing, spot UV, and digital hot foil process in one operations, and to give us the possibility to generating 1800 pages an hour. Here, few spec of the AlphaJet Factory 4.0. Most important that we are, with the substrate, able to go from 135 GSM up to 20 millimeter thickness. We have the capabilities to manage paper and synthetic substrate. We are able to generating up to 1800 B1 per hour and 4000 B2 an hour with a complete inline production process. Around this platform, we took in considerations the approach of the market, as well from the brand owners who are now rejecting some process of production because they are polluting too much, but as well from the converter, who they want answer to the request of their customers. And that's why our product and our platform is fully eco-friendly solutions. What does it mean? First of all, we're using an inkjet solution on the water-based ink pigment. Secondly, our varnish are using no solvent. Thirdly, we have no pollutions because we are working on a closed circuit. We have no cleaning on between jobs. We're reducing from 10 to 1 the waste between each operations. That's quite important. We are not using tools to do the productions for the printing as the plates, for the UV varnish as the screen plate, or for the digital hot foil with the cliché and tools. So as you can see, it's a global approach who's giving us the possibility to stamp green the AlphaJet Factory 4.0. Which kind of applications we can handle with the product? We are talking about medium and long run production, but as well short run. Short run can be for all the packaging applications. As you can see, samples produced on the machines, and with printing and finishing. We have as well all the commercial printing stationery can be done through the AlphaJet. The book cover market applications can be handled by the product. The versioning, personalizations, and variable data as well. And substrate. Substrate, as you can see, we can cover all the paper, board, folding carton, corrugate, synthetic substrate. The last word, because I saw Morten pushing me a little bit.
I'm so impatient because I wanted to show your film, right? So
yeah,
that's
sure.
right.
I will close the presentations by the smart packaging. Today, MGI, through his company, Ceradrop MGI, and the global R&D department have developed intelligent ink, have developed a different process to transform an inert packaging as a smart packaging who can generating light, sound, smell, but as well to collecting data when the product is manipulated by the end user. So it's the step further for our market to bringing to them a smart items who can be relevant for the end user, but more that's for the brand owners. Thank you very much for your attention, and I will be pleased to answer to your questions if you have them.
Let's start with
yeah, exactly.
Let's start with the film. It takes 11 minutes. I'm sure you will love it. And then we have like 3 minutes for Q&A before we move on to the next session. So enjoy the film and put all the questions you know. I see that people already started, but you will be surprised. Look at it here.
AlphaJet is our industrial print Factory 4.0 concept that we will have the pleasure today to introduce to you. We have starting our development in 2012 of the AlphaJet. We have designed multi-prototype of the product. We are the only one who's starting to approach the market with a full concept of Factory 4.0. What does it mean, Factory 4.0? Meaning that we will be able, with one equipment, to replace 3, 4 different conventional equipment, but as well to reduce drastically the resource to operating this technology and to be very efficient on the TCO for the production. We are the first product who's bringing the printing to the finishing in one pass. Printing operation, clearly the conventional equipment are there and are very efficient. They're reducing the turnaround very drastically, even when we are talking about folding carton, all right? But when we have finished to print, as I said before, it is just a commodity. When I need to do some finishing on, I have to manipulate the substrate. I have to bring it to another stationery. This stationery goes 6-7 times slower than the printing. We are doing the finishing. We have a third station for the finishing as well, with a very slow down production time. And at the end, the bottom of the neck, when we are seeing a final product, it is not on the print, but it is on the complete process. Having analyzed that, and due to the past of MGI, the experience of MGI, we have already bring on the market digital press with a finishing in line. We decided to rethink about our concept and to provide to the market today a complete solution from print to finishing with one operations. And that's what I will have the pleasure to introduce you today, to see from the CYNK print. We have used very new inkjet technology coming from Memjet, a water-based ink technology, and to having the capabilities to manage substrate from 135 GSM up to 2 millimeter, with the capabilities to managing variable data, as well on the print and the finishing, to be able to do versioning on the print, on the finishing, and finishing what are we talking about? We are talking about spot varnish flat from 3 micron up to 230 micron. We are talking about digital hot foil with embossing effect from 3 micron up to 230 microns. So all this process applied on the folding carton for packaging, suddenly you have something that nobody can do in 20 seconds or 1 minute. I can do one print in a minute with all these different technology applying. Concerning the expectation of the market, today what we are able to see, that the digital won the battle against the offset on the A3 size and B2 size. And the next battle that we feel in 2016 was the B1. Not only the format, we are talking also about the substrate, the folding carton. Folding carton B1 was the next step. And which market we are addressing with those two parameters? We are addressing the packaging industry. And packaging industry is on demand because brand owners now are pushing the converter to have new solutions for them, where they can do versioning, when they can do print on demand, when they can do personalization, when they want to have short and medium run production for reprint operations. And having this pushing from the brand owner and from the market, today converters are looking to finding a solution for them under the digital technology, and inkjet technology will be the one who can afford this problem. Why? Because toners or liquid toners cannot be applying on the very heavy stock. The only technology who can manage substrate like this is the inkjet technology. And thanks for that, MGI mastering this technology since a decade, and 2 decades, and today we have the flagship coming on the market, our new AlphaJet product. We choose Memjet technology for several reasons. At the beginning, our first choice was to work with a UV ink inkjet technology. But we realized suddenly that it will be complicated due to the numbers of heads required to build an engine to cover the B1 size applications, with the redundancy of nozzles required as well to avoid any missing drop during the printing process, to avoid the bending effect, and the cost of the ink. So we was on a collaboration with Memjet since 2012. In 2016, we have been informed that they are bringing a new technology, the DURALINK technology. This printed head is 1600 by 1600 dpi, so that gives us high definitions, and with definition we can get as well a high gamut access with a deeper color and covering, in fact, 90% of the Pantone colors on the CYMK process. And we decide also to testing these heads and to integrate the heads on our technology. We have 5 nozzles per drop. Can you imagine 5 nozzles per drop? If one nozzle missing, we have 4 backup for the redundancy. So it's exactly what we was looking for, to having a high quality printing engine, be assuring that we have no mark, no bending, no drop missing, because on the printing process for packaging, quality has to be perfect. We decide to use the water-based technology instead of UV technology for a very good reason. First of all, water-based technology is more eco-friendly. And we know that in the future, the UV inks will have some problems with the approach of the friendly environmental approach. Secondly, the water-based technology have a limitation concerning the substrate. For that, we, thanks to our R&D department, find a solution to put inside of the machine an inline pre-coating inkjet solutions. Today, the AlphaJet is virtually compatible with any type of substrate, paper and synthetic. We had 2 choices, or to do like the others, to using an offset chassis with a cylinder. And when you are looking the Landa machine, when you are looking HP technology, when you are looking even KM1 from Konica Technology, all of them are using or Komori chassis or a different chassis coming from offset manufacturers. What is the problematic there? They're using a cylinder technology where the paper have to support some constraint in order to be printed. We decide to go on a different way, to having a flat conveying process. That's why we are using, and we have patented a new conveying process based on the linear motors. Okay, we have chucks with a vacuum system where the B1 sheet is dropped on, sucked by the system to be totally flat. We have 11 chucks running on the ring on the linear motors. Linear motors give us an electromagnetic buffer where we have no vibration on the buffer, on the chucks. And those chucks, when they're arriving under the printing process, we have a marble of 8 tones to avoid any vibration, to avoid any misregistration, to avoid any bending process during the printing. And today, yes, I think we made the right choice, because having this ring with those chucks turning around and the process to be printed, to be embellished in one pass, give us a great stability, give us a great quality printing, and give us as well a high productivity for all those processes in one. We are addressing this product to the packaging industry, as well for the brand owner and for the converter. We are seeing some sub-market segmentations, like commercial printing for a certain type of applications who can be managed very easily, and as well for the web online printers, or today they are offering as well packaging on demand, but other applications can be managed by the AlphaJet. We decide with our partner Konica Minolta to create a special exhibition center in Paris to do the official kickoff of the AlphaJet, and we will invite worldwide customers, journalists, to come to see on the beginning of 21, meaning in January, to come to see the machine running, to come to see to have some workshop around the technology, around the concept, and what can be the benefit and the added value of the AlphaJet in the industry.
That was the AlphaJet, and now we also have Deborah Korn along. So I mean, two good things in one go, right?
Yes, I do need to go to the next session, but I just wanted to say something from a print customer perspective about this, about the speed and why it's relevant on our end. I mean, printers have their own reasons why speed is important. Of course, when it comes to finishing, finishing speed is super important. But from a print customer standpoint, what a printer can offer somebody is not just the ability to stand out in a way that another technology can't afford them that same, you know, as my friend Eric Holder likes to say, shelf shout. But as well, it provides the printer the opportunity to have a conversation about giving the customer time back for creativity, giving the customer time back to, you know, explore all of their options. There's less time it takes to produce the job. It means I can get out into the marketplace faster, and that is a really important distinguish point to separate yourself from another printer. So thank you to Memjet and MGI for obviously helping and aid all of that. And I'm going to Morton's session. I hope to see everybody there.
Thank you very much.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I just have to refresh my browser. I'm just saying that you talk so much, guys, that we have spent all the time. Yeah. So the critical prep and the Q&As we have to postpone to another session. I just want to thank both of you for a really great presentation. It's a very interesting technology, and just for the people that want to see details of the machine, the film that we just showed will be on Inkish very shortly, so you can dig in and watch it, and I'm sure you will love it because it's a great machine. Guys, I have to run because I happens to be the presenter of the next session. So I see that some of your people have already answered some of the questions in the chat box. So I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope it was good for you, and I hope it was good for the audience. So both of you, a very warm thank you, both of you.
Thank you very much, Morten. Thank you very much, Kim. And see you very soon.
Definitely.
Bye.
Bye.